Welcome everyone to another video of Views from the Stands. Your host is here, Gunner, and we're going to be talking about episode 14 of our transfer portal series. And we got two teams with new coaching staffs, and I'm eager to talk about a few of their portal players and the overall class and where we're at with it. And so we're going to talk about the first team here, guys, and it's Boston College. And so they brought in 10 total players. 247 has them as the 45th best. One has them as the 20th best. Brought in the QB. Brought in um, definitely focused, I would say, more on the offensive side. Definitely got playmakers, running backs, tight end, wide receivers. Definitely focused on the D line, safety, and some corners as well. But so this staff or this school is bringing on a new staff. Jeff Halfley, he left to go to be the DC with the Green Bay Packers, right? And so this is a kind of has been a theme in the past year or so where some of these college coaches just can't. They're not ecstatic and thrilled with how college football is going, right? There's no structure. There's constant recruiting. People are poaching your players, blah blah blah, right? And so um, it's just hard to just coach, and that's what they're trying to do at the end of the day, right? They came into this business to just coach, and so he made a decision for his personal life, right, to go and be with the Packers, and I think honestly it was a good decision for him. And well, they decided Boston College, meaning to hire Billy O'Brien, was the Patriots OC this past year. He was slated to be the Ohio State's offensive coordinator, but given this chance, right, he basically turned that down, I guess you could say, and has joined the Boston College program. So now he's going to take reins and lead this team to, hopefully some winning games and winning seasons. And so I want to talk about the first guy, Jerron Bradley, Texas Tech. He's a wide receiver, 6'5", 220, great size. DeSoto, Texas. That's a great area for football. Over 90 catches, 1,100 yards, 10 career TDs. So I think, what basically Billy O is trying to do is get his offense going in stride, making sure that he at least move the ball and then put points on the board, and then, let his defense improve as in. I mean, he also probably sees it from a standpoint that the previous coach was a defensive minded guy, right? He's probably focused maybe on the defensive side more than potentially on the offensive side. And so, he's content in some degree with what he's got on that side. So I think it's a good underrated guy, senior. So he's looking to, one and done and go to the league after. Next guy we're going to talk about is Jordan McDonald, UCF, running back, coming out of Georgia. A young running back in terms of playing time, about 29 carries, about 4 TDs, but I think he can definitely learn in the system. It's a pro offense, and he's got some guys in front of him. I think he can also learn from. Next guy is Jaden McGowan. He is a wide receiver, 5'8", 181. So he's obviously a slot, shifty guy, South Carolina, from Vandy. 80 catches, 800 yards, 3 career TDs. So not crazy on the yak, but I think he can be used in some facet where you can kind of unlock some of his potential. In my opinion, I think with a guy like that, you can do some things. Next guy we're going to talk about is the guy I think is going to have give some lessons and whatnot to Jordan McDonald, but Trayvon Ward, running back, coming out of Kansas State, 5'10", coming out of Florida, season running back, 300 carries, 17 career TD. So like I mentioned earlier, right, Jordan McDonald is going to learn from a guy like Trayvon Ward. So basically, Billy O again is getting his playmakers in order. Feels comfortable with what he's got at the QB probably for right now. We'll see in the spring portal and kind of go from there. And the last guy I want to talk about is another weapon for the offense, right? It's pretty much the theme of this class is offense. Is Kamari Morales, a tight end, 6'2", 245, coming out of Tallahassee, Florida. 60 catches, 10 career TDs. North Carolina love to use them in the red zone. So I somebody you're gonna want to get at, right? Somebody who's 6'5". I mean, the wide receiver at Texas Tech is bigger than this guy, right? So at least from what it's telling us. So yeah, some more weapons that Billy O can do, and I'm actually pretty pleased with this class given where they're at, right? They're not going to um, you know win the whole thing, but this is a team that can at least compete in the ACC, which is a it's not a great conference in my opinion, top to bottom. And so, guys, again, new coaching staff. Staff is offensive mind from a head coach standpoint, so he's obviously going to make sure that his offense is good. I'm pretty again comfortable and pleased with this class just overall. Um, not highly rated guys, but I think these are people that will make some impacts. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll get into the next school of episode 14. Hi everyone. Gunner here to quickly say thank you for the continued support you guys are giving me and have been throughout this journey and whatnot. But if you haven't supported yet, please go subscribe to the channel. That will benefit you as you'll get notifications, and it benefit myself as well. I hope you guys enjoy the Transfer Portal series. Here we go. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the Boston College section of our episode 14 of the Portal series. Uh, good, solid class, I think is the easiest way to explain it. But we're going to talk about Washington and talk about another school and program that took on a new coaching staff. So, quick little history, real quick, before we get into that. They brought in 15 total players. 247 has them as the 22nd best class. One has them as the 43rd best class. And so basically, a quick kind of rundown, right? Is so after the playoffs were over, Saban decided to retire, and so Alabama decided to hire. Um, I'm drawing a blank. The Washington head coach, and yeah, I can not gonna just sit here and think about that, but yeah, so he moved on, and DeBoer he moves on, and so Washington calls Arizona Jed Fish, and he hires they hire him, and so he brings on obviously the people that you can see below, and he brings on a pretty good class. I think what's a good thing is you can give DeBoer some credit is he kind of let somebody just kind of sit there and was in Jed Fish's hands basically. Jed Fish just made sure that guy wasn't going to leave. So we'll talk about him. And so first guy we're going to talk about here is Mr. Prysock. I'm not going to even mention his first name. He comes out of Arizona, 6'4", 190. I mean, this guy's got great frame, physical DB, man. 80 tackles, 1 interception. Somebody that I was hoping that potentially USC would have a chance. But given the connection, right? He was at Arizona. Staff was at Arizona. So there's that connection there. But, I mean, this guy is a physical DB. So a good pickup for them and was a stud this past year for them for Arizona. Another guy I want to talk about here is Damon Williams Jr. So he's coming from Arizona, but he obviously hasn't played. He is a 2024 recruit. He's the top AZ QB out of obviously Chandler, Arizona. A dual threat guy. I had an opportunity, a chance to see him a few times. I mean, he's grown from what I saw his junior year to his senior year. Man, his senior year he knew the puck, right? He was able to be mobile, and that's what you need. You need a mobile quarterback, but able to still look up at the field, man. So kudos to this man just to be in this position. Hope he does some big things, and excited to watch him play. Hope he does good. Probably not against USC, but we'll talk about that more when we approach that, right? Next guy we want to talk about here is Sebastian Valdez. He is a D lineman, 6'4", 291. He played a little bit D tackle for Montana. 80 tackles, 10.5 sacks, man. So he can kind of move around. I think he probably play like a 5 tech, 3 tech. Obviously the nose, right? But so this guy's got production, and interested to see what that defense can do with him. They have Steve Belichick, so I think they're gonna do some things with this guy. Next thing I want to talk about is Drew Azzopardi. He is a big offensive tackle, 6'7", coming out of San Mateo, California. He went to San Diego State. Good size. Again, just needs to be developed and put into a good position. So he had some, he wasn't. There was a coaching change there as well at San Diego State, so that's obviously why he most likely went into the portal, and then Washington, got him. And then the last guy I want to talk about, and this is the guy I really mentioned at the beginning, kind of, is somebody that DeBoer kind of just let sit away given the situation at Alabama, was Will Rogers. So Will Rogers was recruited in the portal by Washington, the former staff at the time, and was basically kind of enrolled and was kind of there already. Was, I think, even part of some of the practices, in my opinion, or I believe. So coming out of Mississippi State, in 90 touchdowns, 28 interceptions, over 10,000 yards. I mean, the dude can sling it. He's obviously been in more of an air raid system QB. Interested to see what they can do with the pro style, because that is Jedd Fisch's style, is the pro style. But I think they got a guy that can kind of keep them a little afloat, given what transpired with the whole situation of some of the people leaving. So, they're gonna, obviously, this is I would say, a rebuild season coming up for them, but I think Will Rogers can kind of do some havoc and at least create some problems for some of these defense out there in the Big Ten. So a solid class, guys. I mean, for Washington, I would just say this is a class that was, most of them came from Arizona and followed the staff. So it's kind of a rinse and repeat type of deal that we see most of the time in this business. But kudos to the guys to still get them to commit. And they still got some other guys. I mean, they got a Jonah Coleman. He's another. He's a running back that came from Arizona. He's moving on. He's a solid running back. So excited to see what Washington's gonna look like. Don't expect big things, but we'll see, obviously. But guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 14 of our Portal series. Again, we're approaching the end, guys. This is 14, right? We have pretty much 4 more episodes, man, and I'm tearing up just thinking about it. But don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe if you aren't subscribed. Enjoy your guys' Tuesday. Peace.